Hi, how you doing? Thank you all for your positive feedback, and I really appreciate it. It's really valuable to me. Thank you. I want to talk about the two most important things that I've learned in my life, quite paramount to me, obviously, because they're the two most important things I've learned in my life. And so I'll talk about one today, and the other one I'll tell you about tomorrow. So, as you can imagine, being like one of the most important things in my life, it didn't happen so easily, and it didn't happen, well, it happened pretty quickly, really, but obviously the lead up time was huge. And like for example, someone who's built a table and they show you their table, and you're like, oh wow, that's a cool table. And the reality is that it took you a long time to be able to build that table. So first you needed to learn how to build tables, that you needed to source the materials, the wood, you needed to cut the wood out, you needed to have the right equipment to be able to build the table, and then when you had everything, the whole process itself took time as well. And the same thing with what I'm about to tell you about. I'll tell you what it is, and then we'll look at the surrounding things which were required in order for that to be able to happen, to take place. So the most powerful or most important thing that I've learned in my life is to sit in fear. So it sounds, it can sound many ways. I don't know how you interpret that, but I think many people might say, yeah, I know that, I'm aware of that, and I've done it before, and it's not that fancy, or it's not that important to me. They might say that, but to me it is important, only because I've never done it before, and also I guess I sharpened my focus and I sharpened my attention before I did it as well, and so that when I did it, I was able to give it my whole and complete and entire focus, and which then meant the fear dissipated. So, which is huge. So, like my greatest fear, fear of death, and fear of non-existence, and fear of not having enough, and fear of food, not having enough food, fear of dying. I literally sat in that fear for a total of about 6 weeks, and then after those 6 weeks, so it wasn't an everyday thing where I felt the fear and the vulnerability every single day. It went over 6 weeks, and it was more likely they lasted for about 2 to 3 days per time, and it happened at least once a week. So you're looking at, in a total of 6 weeks, 6 times 3, 18 days. So a minimum of 18 days of feeling absolutely hopeless and powerless. Now, I also understand that for some of you who know that space very well and don't see it as very beneficial, I don't know what to say. I can only speak for me and for my experience and what has been really powerful and important for me. So I guess we could pull that apart at some stage if you want to, and look at ways of getting ahead of that and being able to sort of break it down, because I think that now I kind of feel and see how everything in life can be broken down, can be taken apart in order for us to understand it, and for us to sort through it, to be able to master it, so to speak. To master, I mean, mastering is a bit of a funny word, but what I mean by that is that it no longer controls you, that you're in control of it, which has been huge for me. So in the burning and the sitting in my fear, it's almost like it was a process of burning off the dross, so of gold. So apparently I haven't experienced it directly myself, but there's a little film around the outside of gold which is called dross, and that in order for that piece of gold to be valuable, you have to burn off the dross. So you've got to burn it in fire of a certain temperature, and so that through burning off the dross, then you're left with the golden nugget, the treasure. And so I see fear as the same thing, that when you sit in it with complete focus, that then the dross or the fear burns away, and then you're left with that treasure within yourself. Now, to be able to have that focus took me a long time, and I guess that was, for me personally, one of the biggest things, one of my biggest lessons was to sharpen my focus, and that took many. So one of the things I did to do that was stop distractions and to change my habits. All the negative habits, I sort of let go of them and adopted positive habits. I won't go into that right now, I can do that in another video, but just to sort of generalize and to not be so specific about what it is. So I'll go into this most important thing a little bit further in the future before I go into the second one. So maybe I won't do the second one tomorrow. I want to work through this first one first because it's quite huge. Bye.